All right, and welcome everybody to the weekly Wednesday live stream. I'll be back with you in about 3 minutes. Allow me to set up some things. All right, so we're back, and congratulations on realizing our channel exists. This one is a YouTube live exclusive, and we regularly stream live to Twitch as well, regularly showing these images, actually. The Go 16 SUVI imagery is great because it auto-refreshes. And you, too, can stream this imagery if you like. It's, yeah, twitch.tv/smAsho. It's good times. And we'll be doing more and more streaming there as time goes on, as we'll be upgrading some equipment rather soon at the Smash News Network, Least Busted, Name and News. We've got an interesting prominence up in the northeastern hemisphere here. And yeah, so this particular live stream will feature me looking at whatever I want and perhaps answering any questions anybody should happen to have. Basically, we are just chilling. And keeping an eye on this sunspot right here, sunspot 2880. It's You can see there is a little bit of activity there indeed on these past few minutes. 67% is the sweet size for the current resolution that we're running. And that's going to change soon too, folks. We'll be able to do lots of different things soon on the channel that we're not currently even exploiting. There are all kinds of features to the software that we already use that we just don't use it. We don't want it to be too cartoonish and silly, so we don't put too much stuff up there. So I'll put up the last 3 days on the SDO browse data. Yeah, so if you're viewing the videos for anything besides the space weather stuff, also, folks, don't forget to check out our playlists. There are a ton of them at youtube.com/smashamash/playlists. Man, things are taking a long time to load. We're hoping the live stream stays as a live stream today, as it is. Our internet has been a little bit spotty throughout the day today. So it it appears that things are looking good so far. We're hoping we continue to have a legit internet connection here. Let's zoom back in on this northern region up here. Great prominence going on up there and some activity from Sunspot 2880. A great background for our live stream. And I may start ranting about things. By the way, did you see the BitChute exclusive that we put up as a community post on YouTube? If you didn't, go check that out. There is a new BitChute exclusive. Actually, it is on Twitch as well. Keep in mind there is some explicit language used. And thanks for those of you who've left comments. We will get to those momentarily. All right, so let me bring up some more tunes here. Let's see if I can play one that is not available anyplace besides on this video. How about this one? Just kidding, folks. Just kidding. I'm not going to do it. If you know what song it is, it's... Yeah, not going to play that. All right. Let's see if we can find something. Let's see. That one is on SoundCloud. I think we just recently up Smash staff. Is Vaporizer available on SoundClick? Please let us know in the comments. Anyway, I'm going to play Vaporizer. And I'll give you the story behind this track, actually. The track Vaporizer was based on a Star Trek Voyager episode, I believe. Yes, it's some real nerd stuff, folks. Some real nerd stuff. One night, let's see. Sam Afifa and I were watching some Star Trek Voyager, and there was an episode where there was like some genocide going on a planet where like half of the population was physically vaporizing the other half of the population to just make them disappear. It was creating some social problems on the planet. There were some reservations to vaporizing half of the planet's population for some reason. Now I know this is a popular fantasy nowadays. If we could only get rid of half of the population, everything would be perfect on planet Earth, yeah? All right, anyway, here's Vaporizer. Basically, so anyway, here's where the track came from. We were watching the show, and Sam and I looked at each other, and we said, "What? They just vaporize them?" And I think Sam came up with the tune. Map, 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 map. And we just made a whole track. The whole track was just completely based on that. So yeah. Let your fantasies run wild while we play Vaporizer. A great little ditty about half of a planet's population being vaporized in a genocidal insanity on the show Star Trek Voyager. All right, anyway, we played part of that. Maybe we'll upload that one. We should upload that one. I think Sam would be amused. By the way, we just put up another original song on YouTube as well. It's a track called Red Button. And I'll give you the story behind that track. Yes, that track was based on the pushing of the red button. You know how we have like a scary nuclear red button where you just envision like a general at an Air Force base just reaching out and like pressing this like red button of doom. Oh no, so press the red button. Well, the track Red Button, it's like 5 minutes long. That track is about when the guy's going to press the button, what goes through his mind as he presses the button in the like half a second that it takes to decide to and then actually press the red button. Now, of course, there is no red button. That's not how nuclear launches work. But we'll just leave that for a different live stream. Charles Terry wants me to tell him what the new CME, what this CME do to Earth. Probably cause mild geomagnetic storm conditions like a KP6 has been my forecast. Expected to arrive late in the day tomorrow and early in the day on Friday. So September should end with a geomagnetic storm caused by the coronal mass ejection that we saw just yesterday. And it came out of this area right here. We're actually showing this moment. It was associated with a C-class flare right there. In fact, let's bring up the 193 angstroms, which is the best wavelength for it. How dare you? How dare you? So, yeah, there were great transverse waves that came out of that one. So yeah, Vaporizer, we'll have to put that one up someplace. So I wanted to shift gears here for a moment and not rant about mask wearing. Actually, I kind of do want to rant about mask wearing, but I just won't do it at the moment. By the way, we recently put up a BitChute exclusive. Did I already say that? I already said that. Anyway, this one goes out to all of our viewers and to smAsho staff. Cheers. Schmaltzenfuss. Schmaltzenfuss, folks. That's a word that I just made up. Schmaltzenfuss. It means to smash your foot and mash your foot. So I've got a story about smashing and mashing my foot. I'm also going to go move into the realm of finance here in a moment. DAG. So let's go to CNBC. CNBC.com/markets. As I've noticed, cryptocurrency has been spiked recently. I don't mean going up. I mean going down at very low levels. So, Bitcoin's back up to 41,000 now. All right. Still pretty low on a 1 month basis, I think. Check out the 1 day chart, the 1 month chart on Bitcoin. Well, it's been as high as nearly 60 grand per Bitcoin. Get me off the screen. I look ridiculously. All right. Okay. And by the way, I am rocking the side ponytail just for all you YouTube viewers. So I have to make sure this thing is like properly unfurled here. The side ponytail. Yeah, there you go. All right. Oh, what the heck did I do there? I did something not good. All right. Bitcoin on Coinbase. I don't know what I did to the view. 1 month. There's the 1 month chart of Bitcoin. Just, that is not a good looking chart, by the way, for all of you folks out there who like trade stocks and things. I mean, look at that chart. That looks like a death chart. Now, I don't think it is a death chart, but it's, them's the facts, folks. There they are. There are the facts. I don't know what else to tell you. Let's also look at Ethereum. Here it is also on Coinbase. And you'll see nearly the same chart here on the 1 month. There it is. We'll also look at Stellar Lumens. XLM. This one is from Coinmetrics, not Coinbase. It's barely a quarter per stellar lumen. And actually, check this out. It's not even as bad of a chart. It's a less steep downward chart there on the 1 month basis. There's the 1 year of stellar lumen, 27 cents per stellar lumen. And of course, percentages are percentages, folks. It doesn't really matter if you buy a tiny percentage of a Bitcoin. And it looks like some volatility in the major indices going on right now. The Dow up 258 points, the NASDAQ up 57, S&P up 28. Let's look at the 1 month chart of the S&P. There you go. Not all that dissimilar, but actually more volatile than crypto over the past month. How you like them apples? Anyway, certain actors in the NASDAQ deserve to have their share price reduced. What do you, the YouTube viewer, have to say about that? Are there some actors in the NASDAQ who you think might be a little bit, I don't know, what's the right word? Unsavory. Are there some unsavory tech companies out there, folks? Remember, folks, if you're going through hell, keep going. That's a quote from Winston Churchill. Now, whether you admire Winston Churchill or if you're very frightened of him because Winston Churchill is a member of the Illuminati or something like that, don't take it too seriously now. And I see we do have a number of comments coming in. We'll get to those momentarily. Let's look at some other issues here besides the slot machine that is the U.S. equities markets and look at commodities a little bit. Dollar Tree, check it out. Dollar Tree up 16%, y'all. Not half bad there. Dollar Tree, and, you know, I got to say, Dollar Tree and Dollar General look like they're killing it around me. I mean, there's lots of industrial buildup going on, lots of warehouses being built. Check out the area around Hazleton, Pennsylvania. Crazy amounts. Mattel just built a warehouse that is like 3/4 of a mile in length. So some quite significant growth in the U.S. industrial sector in some parts of Pennsylvania for sure. I can tell you for sure because I've driven past the places. That building was so large that they had their own foundry built on site. Yeah, because there were mineral commodities there. So they built a foundry on the site. Yeah, it was berserk. All right, so let's look at commodities here real quick before we move into some news headlines and so on. Oil, $75 a barrel, almost. Pushing it, $74.85. Here's the 1-month chart of oil. A run-up on oil in September. What could possibly cause that? It must be because those wind turbines and solar panels are just providing so much power for everybody, folks. Slow clap for all of the suicidal organizations who are trying to rely on unreliable sources. Gold's at $1,723, $1,723.60 per ounce. Here's a 1 month of gold looking just like crypto. Quite a bit like stellar, actually. Here's silver looking massively undervalued here, $21.40. There's a 1 month chart of silver. Yeah, that looks like a bargain, even still. And leave us a comment if you remember when we were talking about this. The point at which it was less than $13 an ounce. We talked about it repeatedly on the YouTube channel. I think those videos got approximately 17 views. And you're welcome for the huge benefit that is the extreme objectivity and quality of information coming from YouTube. So, I mean, more slow claps, like straight to YouTube. You're doing a fine job. I mean, hey, don't be sarcastic. You're doing a fine job promoting disinformation and just straight up fraud. You've certainly sold a lot of MREs and other crap on Amazon. You've done a fine job with that, YouTube. A fine job. So we're going to play another GCP track here. That's Golden Cat Productions. And this one's simply called Perfect. As in, I think it might be a reference to Street Fighter II Championship Edition. I don't know. You know, like when you win a match in Street Fighter II, it says perfect. I think that's what it is. Anyway, we'll be back in about 2 minutes. Make it 3. Hey, that track ends abruptly, so I don't know what else to tell you. That's just the way it is. Some tracks will never be edited. Oh my gosh, I look freaking crazy. I look like Max Headroom or something. You're not going to need a Faraday cage. Was that like the most disappointing show you ever saw in your life? You remember when Max Headroom appeared on MTV? I was like, yo, this is going to be so rad, man. It's going to be so rad. And it was one of the most annoying shows I've ever seen in my entire life. It's like somebody invented Adobe Premiere, and that was what MTV decided to do. They created Max Headroom. If you've never heard of it, go look it up. It's a weird, like, if you understand the jokes, it's like kind of funny, but it's also it's like real creepy. It's just a bizarre show. I mean, I don't know why. It's one of those shows, like many video games, where you're just like, what were they thinking? Yeah, you're not going to need a Faraday cage, man. A KP5 or 6 event, it's nothing like that. All right, let me try to get the chat to scroll here. I just want to display your chats on the screen. Nay, that was the cheap vodka. If you're wondering what that was, it was the cheap vodka. Yeah, if you're located in Minnesota or Toronto or something like that, you may see some weirdness going on with the power grid. I mean, dude, you got to look at it this way. The effects that occur if the situation that requires you to protect your device with a Faraday cage is going to destroy all kinds of things that are going to prevent your device from working anyway. So the least of your concerns is going to be whether or not your smartphone or your PC work. And, electronics that aren't turned on might not get destroyed by EMPs. So there's also that. And this is how power grids survive geomagnetic storms. Power grids, what they do is they sense that there's too much induction because they know how much of a load is on a given circuit. Yes, I know, I said it. I said the word load. I'm going to say the word moist also. Yeah, if you want to know about the moistest load, bro, just talk about Faraday cages. Faraday cages, crypto, and how many MREs you have stored in nitrogen-sealed containers, yeah. The real question is, how many stories deep is your bunker, brah? I mean, if your bunker's less than 5 stories, what good is your NBC filter if a bunker buster can pierce your roof? Your NBC filters ain't gonna be worth jack, brah. I mean, do you have air superiority over your bunker? That's the real question. So, All right. So let's head to every Wednesday afternoon. This is going to be a thing. Yeah. Oh, this is just, here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it. So here we are on CNBC.com. You know, it's fine. It's got commodities, you know, gold and silver and oil and things like this. Look at wheat. It's $700 a bushel. What's the 1 month chart looking like of wheat? A little bit on the volatile side. Nothing too crazy. Over the 1 year, it's a steady run up over the past year plus. How about 5 year? It's pretty pricey. Not as expensive as it was in 2007. And that's not even inflation adjusted, folks. Anyway, we apologize if you were hoping for worse catastrophes. I'm sure you'll be able to figure out ways to convince people that catastrophes are worse. We wish you luck. All right, so check it out. We have to go to this website, and it's just going to be a normal thing on the Wednesday streams. CBSnews.com. Now look at the horrifying disaster that is their homepage. Full screen, baby. It just plays this thing. I don't think sound is on. Thank God. Thank God the sound is not on. Let me narrate. You see this guy here? He's a person of color. And he is going to be leaving someplace. So they're going to invest and invade. Probably native peoples, taking their souls at the same time as their land. I don't know why, but it's known as an island paradise until your soul is confiscated like this woman's. This guy here standing in the doorway is concerned about whether his soul will be cast into the river Styx, into an ever-deepening and darkening abyss of yellow dog journalism and nonsense. CBSnews.com certainly has the gripping stories, such as Joe Biden wearing a mask, or top generals grilled on Capitol Hill and refusing to resign because it would be too political for them to resign. Just too political, you see. Anyway, the infrastructure bill is only $3.5 quadrillion, which should be sufficient to dilute China's money out of the world economy. Similar to the way Saudi Arabia produced additional oil in the year 2020 to reduce the price to negative $40 per barrel, the U.S. will do the same with the greenback. There is so much demand for the greenback, we will print quadrillions of them. And that'll show them how valuable that greenback is, folks. So cheers. Cheers to them greenbacks. Just kidding. The bill's not going to pass. There's no way it'll pass because it's got a bunch of insanity in it. So I don't know what to tell you, but you're not going to convince the Senate to pass the bill. Cheers. And let's head back to CBSnews.com's homepage. We're getting ready for Halloween around here, and I'll be talking in a weird, stilted fashion all through the month of October. And I'll be critiquing stuff like this. Do you see the hairdo on this woman? She's not a woman of color. We don't know what her, I would say, sexual preference. We don't know what she would prefer to see if she stuck her hand down the front of your pants. Perhaps she does. Perhaps she's indifferent. Perhaps even suggesting that she has a preference is bigotry in itself. So I'll comment no further, but you ask yourself, why CBS News has such a huge, gigantic, heaving header on its homepage. Why not have the latest news at the top? Nope. Nope. CBS. Did a fifth grader design your website here? This is about as elegant as a child buying cigarettes from a vending machine. Look at this. This is a disaster. 75. God, what? There it is at 100% zoom. It's got free CBS News app. Stream CBSN live. Sign up for newsletters. How conspiracy theories, quote, infiltrated the well. Oh, this was a special gift just for this stream, folks. I mean, look at this. How conspiracy theories, quote, infiltrated the wellness community. Don't they mean infiltrated? Why is it in quote? Whoever wrote this is, I don't know. I just don't know what to say. Toxic heavy metals found in baby food. I wonder if it was baited cheddar. You think it was baited cheddar? Cheddar. By the way, folks, I don't dislike Chinese people or anything like that. I don't dislike China. China is barely a country, folks. China is held together with bubble gum and dental floss. I know they have lots of capabilities in various forms. But yeah, it's COVID. The thing is, if you rub COVID on your face like this, you may find it intoxicating. You may find it intoxicating. COVID. Wow. You don't even have nuclear membranes. Oh, ooh, COVID. I get a thrill up my leg when I run my hand through your spike proteins. Oh, COVID. COVID, how'd you get so big? You're like beach ball size. Yo, the camera doesn't even have zoom, folks. COVID is now larger than my torso. Oh, I'm inside of COVID, folks. Look. Oh. What's that? Oh, COVID's whispering in my ear, folks. COVID's whispering in my ear. It wants me to give you a message. It wants me to give a message to all you folks. Are you sure COVID? Okay. All right. So I got a message straight from beach ball size COVID here. COVID, can you even infect anybody when you're this gigantic? I think you might have jumped the shark, COVID. By the way, after you leave the set, can you drop Fauci's email? Leave a business card or something. Thanks. All right, so COVID wants me to tell you that he's baited cheddar. Okay, cheddar. 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 Cheddar, 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 cheddar. Cheddar, folks, cheddar. It's very scary. Cheddar. Oh, not the COVID. Oh, noes. Folks, we've been trying to call the flu to get the flu on, and I think the flu is pretending to be COVID. Was that the flu that we just had on there? I don't know. Does anybody have electron micrographs of all of these different viruses so that we can figure out because I mean, it does have that tag that says made in China on it. All right, so we're just scrolling your chats here. Again, thanks everybody for leaving comments. Chad up. All right, perfect. All right, so now that we've actually looked at this monstrosity that is CBS News's website, let's scroll down here. I mean, I'm sure the mobile site is a little bit less ridiculous, but so here we go. Now that we're past that header from hell, the header from hell, the header that makes you want to cast your own soul into an ever-deepening and darkening abyss. CBS News, conspiracy theories have this woman wearing a mask. I mean, have this woman mad that you think that she's got a conspiracy theory for wearing a mask. Senate prepares to move on bill to prevent government shutdown. Hey, Chuck, that's an awful nice government you got there. Hey, Chuck, that's an awful nice government you got there. Be a shame if it shut down. Hey, Andrew Cuomo, that's an awful nice governor's office you got there. Be a shame if it was occupied by COVID apostles. COVID apostles from the Church of St. Fauci. Oh, dear St. Fauci, please make the spike proteins feel less velvety on my face. Luxurious spike proteins. COVID. We knew we shouldn't have stopped covering you. You are... What's that? No, I can't come to your green room after the live stream. I can't come to your green room. It's your contract. I'm taken. Plus, I have a side ponytail. Side ponytails and spike proteins just can't. COVID, I don't like you that way. Plus, you're made in China. China. Cheap Chinese plastic virus. COVID, did you know that Ozzy did a 1 gram line of you? Did you know that? Ozzy snorted a gram of pure COVID. Yep. He had the sniffles for a few hours, but there were no other symptoms. So I don't know. I think your virulence might be dropping. But yeah, I mean, you feel, stick my head inside. You ought to see, folks. It's beautiful. It's beautiful from inside COVID, folks. Oh, look at. Did you ever see that show? Hold on. My mic doesn't want to get inside the COVID. Okay, there we go. Yes. The view from inside COVID. It's not exactly sure how this works. Did you ever see the movie The Incredible, what's it called? The Incredible Journey? Journey to the center of the Incredible Hulk's intestines. Oh, shit. All right, I apologize. My mic is falling off. I think I did too much adjustment there, folks. All right, I apologize for the noise. Jeez. All right. So, COVID. That was just quite an experience, COVID. I feel like a force of nature has been thrust up my... I feel like a force of nature has been exposed to my... COVID, you've taught me more about other people than you could have possibly ever taught me about myself. Viewers, what do you have to say to COVID? Let us know. Ooh. Kids at home, don't put your hand inside COVID, okay? It's baited china. There could be lead. I'm not sure if there's lead or not. But it feels so velvety, bro. So, oh, look. All right, COVID, look, you don't got to stay for the rest of the show. All right, so let's cut back to the news. COVID. All right, whatever. Senate prepares for government shutdown. You may not be able to go visit the USS Arizona, folks. The government's going to shut down. NORAD's going to stop monitoring the airspace. I'm just kidding. That's not a thing. All right. COVID, are you seriously... All right, yeah, you can hang. Can you zoom out? You are zoomed out. Could you please zoom out on COVID? All right, the camera doesn't have zoom. The camera doesn't have zoom, folks. I don't know. It's... All right, let's play another track. COVID. Let's play another track for you here. I guess we got to make a COVID track, but this one's called Harvard Hoosier. I think this one's available nowhere also. Here it comes. Be back in about 2 minutes. All right, so I'm back. All right, so yeah, that's I'm sure a lot of you out there, it's just a dream come true. Hey, you know the government could shut down as early as Friday. How about today? I'm sure it's doing a fine job, folks. I'm sure it's doing a fine job. I'm sure it's very responsible with your tax dollars. Pardon the sarcasm, viewers, government officials. Up yours, for the most part. A little bit on my political history, just to give you an idea of where I'm coming from. I learned to read at age 3, so I wouldn't have to go to school. When I realized I would have to go to school, I decided that the middle finger needed to be extended at a certain government, the Pennsylvania one. But that's just me. I'm not trying to impose my viewpoints on anybody. All right, so what else do we have here? What we have is nothing on cbsnews.com. A heapin' helpin' of zilch. So let's just move on. Oh, look, it's Gen Sake, named after a luscious Japanese wine. Let's get a little bit of sanity here from Zero Hedge, perhaps. By the way, couple questions about COVID. Can you come back, please? Oh, well, thanks for gracing us with your presence, COVID. Thanks for gracing us with your presence. We're glad that we could fulfill the contractual obligations, COVID. Thanks so much. We've reduced our liability so much, COVID, by making sure that we just put masks on our faces and things like that. So, yeah, thanks, COVID. Yes, we're delighted that you fulfilled your contractual obligations. We've done all kinds of things to attempt to make ourselves not accountable for our screw-ups. So, COVID, congratulations on enabling us to be even more incompetent than we typically are, said every bureaucrat. All right. So I don't even remember what I was ranting about, but there's certainly, let's just say, a bit of propaganda. And now in the U.S., Eugene and I did a video about this, but in the U.S., all right, COVID. See that? In the U.S., the term propaganda is different than in other countries. So in the U.S., propaganda has a negative connotation. In Europe, it's much less negatively connotated. So this is sort of a language barrier thing that you should probably understand when using the term propaganda, because it's really only considered mostly negative in the U.S. In the rest of the world, it's not as negative of a term, I guess. And even in the U.S., it's sort of a 20th century phenomenon. So I don't know why I'm letting this scroll. I should just not have this on the screen because I have no idea. What am I doing? I'm curating this. All right. I have no idea what this is going to say. So I'm just going to continue on here. All right. So by the way, if you are planning on purchasing a bicycle, look me up. We will be providing links. And let's put your chats back up on the screen here as I see more chats coming in. And there are many that I indeed have not read. And we're in like the bottom half of the chats here. We'll scroll the whole thing later in the video. I love these comments, by the way. Thanks, everybody, for leaving these brilliant comments. Turn off your Wi-Fi at night. Doesn't have a wrench. All right, there you go. Wrench given during live stream. I don't think Smash staff can even give a rent. I mean a wrench. What did I say, rent? All right, my brain is scrambled. I've done too many things today. The fact that I'm doing this stream actually is a little over the top. It's a YouTube exclusive. And this one goes out to all the YouTube viewers. My only comment on that is Shakmansky. That's my comment. Shakmansky. Ah, all right. Leave us a comment if you've been exposing yourself to massive danger for tiny amounts of cash. We're always interested in stories like that. I'm chugging club soda. All right. Have any of you ever heard of hashing? It's when you go on a run and one person acts like the hare. It's like the fox and the hare, but it's with running. And then you go and you chase somebody who leaves little tidbits. You like follow the trail, and along the way you have to chug liquids. You ever hear of this? It's called hashing. So like the local thing is called the Hash House Harriers. I think every place is called the Hash House Harriers. And yeah, it involves making people run around on trails and through mud and things like that. That's one of the main things. Through mud and through areas that are like nearly impassable, stuff like that. And it's sort of like a race, but it's sort of like a drinking contest or something. You have to like throw money down before it because there are stops at taverns and things. So, you know, you like chug water, chug different beverages while you're at the places. It's quite interesting, actually. A guy was telling me about it at a bar one time in the late 90s. I don't know why I'm bringing it up, but it's a thing. All right, so what else is going on Zero Hedge here? Let me just check out the... why does it look so weird? Anybody notice Zero Hedge looking strangely lately? Am I not on the home page or what? Zero Hedge, you're killing me. And of course, zerohedge.com always has the great headlines. I think this is the... Yeah, your ad can play. I don't care. Hot takes, whatever you want to advertise. I'm now arguing with software. An NBA star and New York governors show that liberal COVID discourse is devoid of science. Which brings me to another point. Speaking of being devoid of science, does anybody remember when my favorite moment of all of COVID occurred? COVID, come back. Oh, it's COVID. Thank you for coming back to the set. My favorite moment was when Cuomo and Fauci were on one of Cuomo's COVID updates. And Cuomo said, You and me are like the De Niro and the Pacino. You and me are like De Niro and Pacino, except with COVID, eh? Ah. And Fauci was like, and then Cuomo's like, hey, Dr. Fauci, did you hear what I said there? That we're like, you and me were like the De Niro and the Pacino there, but with COVID. And Fauci was like, yeah, it was hilarious. Fauci's like, it was almost as funny as when I admitted to lying about masks in March of last year, and then nobody cared. And then Cuomo thought, I don't think people are getting what I've said here. So Cuomo says to Fauci, so which one, Dr. Fauci, which one do you want to be there? Do you want to be the De Niro or Pacino? And Fauci says, well, I don't know. I love them both. So I can't pick one because I'd make the other one mad because they're not gods like us. You know, because Cuomo and Fauci, they get to decide who lives and who dies in the state of New York. I mean, is it controversial to suggest that that's what he's stating? I mean, it's just hilarious. But at least we now have apostles. So now New York, and listen, Pennsylvania is horrific, but I thank my lucky stars, like these stars back here in the constellation Cygnus. I thank them that I am not in New York, because Pennsylvania is surrounded by messed up states that are worse. So Pennsylvania is bad, Maryland way worse, New Jersey and New York all way worse than Pennsylvania. So, in Pennsylvania you have a balance because you have small bits of urban area and then massive expanses of empty space. In like Maryland and New Jersey, especially small states, I'm not going to get into it because anyway. But that was the crown jewel of the pandemic when Cuomo said, you and I, we're like the De Niro and the Pacino there, but with the COVID there, right? Hey, that's an awful nice state you got there. Be a shame if it succumbed to medical tyranny for no legitimate reason. I mean, who remembers last year at this time when Cuomo was winning an Emmy for his COVID updates? You remember that? Was that that was just the most amazing thing. Cuomo every day is like, yeah, there's some people there that got the COVID. The cases was more at the place where the cases was higher, and then there was the lower spots there where the cases was at lower levels, and then hey everybody, let's give a round of applause to the first responders. My mama called me over the weekend and told me to cancel Thanksgiving. I mean, it's... If you've cringed, COVID. If you've cringed, I'll bet in the past year you've cringed harder. If your sphincter has clenched, I'll bet in the past year your sphincter has clenched a little bit harder. If you've decided that there's a little too much nonsense, I think you may have decided to an even greater extent in the past couple of years. All right, let me put your chats back on the screen because I have to end this stream. In the meantime, we're going to go to a random site. Oh, there you go. I don't know what it is. Next. All right, here's your random website. I've got a white screen. It's perfectly timed photos.com. What? It's perfectly timed photos.com. It includes an underwater fairy woman, a bubble cat, a man's midsection, a series of fake birds photoshopped into an image of a sunset. What more could you possibly want? Oh, I just love that. All right. So there you go. There's a reason to go to a random website, folks. It's perfectly it literally is perfectly timed photos.com. I don't know. I don't know what it means. And what is this? Is this considered pornographic? What? Oh my God. What is that? What is that finger up to? What is happening here? This is all right. Hey everybody. Finger your keyboards. Yeah, finger your keyboards real good. And leave comments. You COVIDiots. Are you wearing a mask right now? Are you currently wearing a mask while watching this video? If you are currently wearing a mask while watching this video, please unsubscribe and call in a missile strike to where I'm located. Because I want to know where you're located, so call in a missile strike. Go ahead, see what happens. I hate to have to teleport to a different dimension like that, but when I do, I do. So let me scroll your chats here. I see a lot of comments coming in. I can't get to them. I apologize, but I will let them scroll. By the way, tell your friends and foes about the channel. In October, we're going to put out all kinds of funky videos. We may tell you that the sun is being invaded by the Borg. Because, you know, if you see black squares on a video, like a coronagraph, black squares, that means scary. We'll be talking about Michael Myers. We'll be talking about, I have no idea. I have no idea what we're talking about. By the way, congratulations to our latest wrench. And to Pennsylvania and the U.S.'s oldest brewery, Yingling. All right, continuing on. Darn it. Oh, wait, there we are. Right there. All right. Once again, thanks to everybody for leaving comments. We'll let them scroll here. And we'll close out the video because I'm overdue to be underperforming. Yes. It is time for me to go nearly dormant. Anyway, once again, thanks for leaving comments, everybody. We'll play one more GCP track. Yeah, so what you like the side ponytail? That's pretty sweet side ponytail. I'm a hair expert, by the way. I had long hair in high school, so I know what I'm doing. I use conditioner and things. All right, don't screw around. I've got Garnier Fructis in here, just in case Joe Biden shows up for a photo op. He may be standing behind me. I want him to sniff the most fragrant hair that he could possibly sniff. So there's that. And oh geez, we're not going to play Blackso. How about I don't know. Let's play a lengthy track. I know what we'll do. We'll play Red Button, because we also have Red Button as a YouTube video, and since this is a YouTube live stream, this is about 5 minutes long. Here's Red Button. Go check out the video. We'll actually be making a new video here at the end of this one as a YouTube live exclusive.